Ducks. When the crowd say bow. Director.
The Redux Project started by mistake, after my supposedly one-off remake of a popular Bangkok rom-com at a theatre festival in a cinema received better reviews than the original. Site-specific, scalable, participatory and inexpensive, the Redux Project celebrates and subverts the cultural heritage of the places it visits by attempting to make shot-for-shot remakes of scenes from famous movies, starring local volunteers on a shoestring budget in the same locations where the originals were filmed. Intrigued by the good review, I attempted a second Redux, which was more ambitious, utilising practical in-camera special effects. And it happened again. The reviewer from The Scotsman gave it 1 star more than they gave to the original. So I saw a trend emerging. Even though the project is derivative, it appears to be adding value. I've now made over 60 Reduxes around the world, and they've grown in scale exponentially. Long continuous takes, costume dramas, filming indoors with permission, real car chases, bigger casts, even more dangerous stunts. From the outset, the project has been interested in casting against type in an attempt to highlight inequality and question perceived norms. And although I quickly realised I could make Reduxes twice as fast if I didn't star in them myself, I still attempt the occasional Hitchcockian cameo. Reduxes vary in duration from 1 second to 30 minutes, can take between a day and months to make, and cost between nothing and hundreds of thousands of pounds, if you include my live television version for the BBC. The Matrix Redux was very popular because of the moment we audaciously froze time. Unfortunately, this pedestrian on the left ruined the effect, so even though I strive for perfection within my limited means, people seem to like it best when things go wrong. In Seoul, I reduxed the film before it had even been released. I'd hoped to use practical effects, but Seoul had much more traffic than Glasgow, so I had to quickly learn green screen miniature effects. Also the first Redux to star a genuine movie star, Ji-won. Patrick Zong, aka Mr. Asia, gave an uncanny turn in my Redux of Inseparable in Guangzhou. In Beijing, the first Redux to feature full frontal nudity. In Hong Kong and Shanghai, I experimented with new Steadicam technology. And in Norwich, I figured out how to change the colour of the sky. The project is inexplicably popular in Asia, but has also toured extensively around the UK. For instance, this Redux of Superman 4, set in New York but actually filmed in Milton Keynes. It featured one of the same actors from the 1987 original, and some special effects which were on a par, or possibly even better, than the movie on which it was based. So clearly we're reaching some kind of event horizon. In Thailand, the director of a film I reduxed posted my remake on his Facebook page. The Redux Project is both a comment on and contribution to the derivative nature of mainstream cinema, and I like it because it always feels like a completely unique challenge. In March I spoke about the project at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. And forthcoming Reduxes this year include American Assassin, which premieres on May the 18th, Get Carter in Newcastle Gateshead with the Great Exhibition of the North, Threads Redux at Sheffield Dockfest in June, and Atonement at the Festival of Thrift in Redcar in September. Props and costumes are sourced locally. After editing, I host a 1-hour premiere show in the local venue, which often sells out. And afterwards, a wrap party for all the participants. I usually launch the Redux on YouTube the day after. The project has become popular on social media, where I encourage people to make their own Reduxes, which I post on thereduxproject.com. It's received shockingly good reviews, has multiple entry points, Superman 4 went a bit viral, and is very newspaper and television friendly.
That director had some hair, didn't he?
He did.
Amazing.
And I soon plan to test a 360-degree camera in my first ever virtual reality Redux, or the Redux. The Redux Project, trying to make something that looks like it cost $1 million for $1.